let's do it. Hello everybody, welcome back to Anomaly Cup number 1. This is going to be between Kitsune and Space Artist 4 Real, Faux Rizzle. This is in Group Stage B, and I'm excited to see it. It'll be a fun match. Now, we don't have an info document here, so we're just going to have to assume that Space Artist is the one who takes map 1, and then Kitsune takes map 2. I think that would make sense. I'm pretty sure he's the lower seed here. Yeah, but with like proper modding tools, right? Well, imagine if we had that in DOK. Oh, we could make so many sorts of things. Yeah, something like that. No, actually, in the Homeworld 1 manual, they describe some sort of desert monster that I think is an obvious Dune reference, but doesn't show up in this game, sadly. The Conef, well, they don't count. They're people. So, LEV Fab right away from Kitsune, he cancels it. Curious. I think the probe is a little bit early, right? If he wants to go for eco, he should do that before firing the probe out, but... That's fine. You can see what sort of a lead it results in the support cruiser, though. And I suspect he also did 4 on CUs first, which is a mistake that I make all the time. But if you want to go 6 up like this, you really want to pull one of those first starting salvagers onto RUs instead, and then that way it won't... I don't know, you'll have the RUs you need for the support cruiser on time. It's a big difference between vanilla and Draki costs, of course, that the support cruisers cost RUs. And you'll see the probe comes out now. Well, it's given about the same information, isn't it, right? Like, you don't really lose anything for having it later, and you gain a big lead on your economy. So you can see why it's done like that. And we do have a scanner to, or sorry, a logistics module to open the wreck over here as well. Always love to see that. You must excuse me, I'm still like hacking and wheezing all day. Hey, and Kitsune will do it as well. Very good. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why 6-up is really nice in Anomaly, is because then you can open up the wreck with the ALM. Oh yeah, look at that, it is targeting the probe. Well, not like it's ever going to hit it. Yeah, power 5, that's true. That's true. But anyway, if you go for 6-up in Anomaly, then you can drop this scanner to open the wreck, and if you go for 8-up instead, you're going to have to open it with salvager det packs, which of course cost money. Not like the ALM doesn't cost money too, but you're going to have to spend that eventually anyway, so might as well, right? But yes, it is a little strange that Space Artist has not filled out the salvagers here, and he's actually not getting carrier production upgrade either, so that's a little bit weird. I mean, I would guess that he gets them now as he's taking AAVs, but then why is he getting a soul packet? It's a little bit confusing, but we'll see what he's got planned, I suppose. Yeah, because the production tab, as usual, is being quite useless. Well, this is the thing, you're always going to float until you get that production upgrade, right? That's why I always recommend that you get that before you start upgrading the units. I mean, I've harped on Galzian players for that for years now, you know, but... It applies in this matchup as well, and we have carrier systems too. What the... Alright. That's kind of exciting. The LAV is a little bit sandwiched here, actually, by the carrier and the base runner, which he doesn't want to fight either of those. But he does have insult pack, so he's going to boost out of there. Yeah, flanking base runner. I mean, hey, if it works, you know. But yeah, this is some kind of a power rush here by Kitsune, which is fun. We don't really see that very often. And Anomaly carriers become ridiculous when they have enough power, so it's always fun to see people try to play around with this. We'll see how it goes for him. Why not both, carrier? Why not both? But again, we have that first carrier production upgrade coming out now, and I think that's delayed because he was getting the carrier power upgrades. Also kind of a weird boost right there. He was trying to dodge the smoke. which it does not look like hit him, so fair enough. Now, that one neither, very good. That smoke, of course, is very toxic, so you gotta be careful around it. And this is an interesting battle between LAVs and AAVs. I mean, the LAVs have got to win this eventually, but it's gonna take a long time, you know, because I mean they're called armored assaults after all. And even in Anomaly, they do have some armor to them, although clearly not as much as in Vanilla or Draki. But the point is, the LAVs are going to take a very long time to kill them, but the AAVs are not really very threatening themselves either. The only way they'll kill the LAVs, I think, is by landing that smoke ability that you can see them trying to use. Got a turret set up as well to just hold this flank, I like that. If this probe could stay alive, that'd be best, but I mean, clearly it's going to die here eventually. And if I were Kitsune, I'd just kind of move the base runner back and then drop a probe on the main, right? And say, okay, that's good enough. And it'll give vision for this turret. And I can use it later if I need to. Hey, he landed that one. Very nice. Excellent shot there. Excellent shot. Another death by Agent Orange. Uh-oh, Space Artist, no, you can't do this. So if you try to give a carrier a move order to deploy an ALM, it just dies. This has been true since the very beginning. I don't know why it's like this, but... Okay, it looks like he's figured it out now. But yes, Space Artist, now with 3,000 CUs, still has not gotten carrier production upgrade. I don't know why. And yes, if there were voices in his ear, that would be what they would be screaming at him. Build units! You know, but we'll see. No, not like this. Okay, but he is getting carrier production upgrade. That's good. I'll say this. If you have this kind of abhorrent float, what you ought to do is start teching into something else, because you might as well, right? Like, you need to spend your money somehow, and you can't spend it by building, so... Not yet, anyway. Not until that carrier production upgrade is finished. Yeah, well, I had to be sufficiently aggressive, you know, otherwise the message wouldn't get through. And look at that, Kitsune, Power Systems 3! He's going for it, man. I would say probably you want to get carrier mobility. This is a really good upgrade. But if you're just rushing to the nuke, you can skip it to save a bit of money. Thing is, though, if you're not pushing out with this carrier in a moment, you're gonna be pretty sad because you kind of don't have anything going for you army-wise. So I think that, like, the play for Kitsune would be make a sport cruiser and then move out. And in that case, you know, mobility makes you faster. What can I say? There it is. Another attempt at the smoke. Oh, direct hit. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, Space Artist, you can get the other upgrade too. That would be good as well. Also, well, I don't know. He's floating so much, but I was thinking like maybe he should just get up to 3 base as well. Who knows? But he is teching something else. I mean, maybe if you're floating this much, it actually makes sense to delay 3 base a bit, but I don't know. It would really make the most sense to just start building things. Stop chewing up ice. I always chew up ice. I don't know why I do that. It's like an addiction, I swear. Oh, the poison. It's an insult for all of Kharak. This is kind of fun. Look at this base runner over here. I think it's being spotted now, though. Oh no, and it's derping. It's not putting down the turret. Uh-oh. Things like that I really wish we could fix about DOK. Also, it's just now occurring to me, this carrier is actually misplaced. And if you would rotate it so the back end was facing his opponent, that would fix it. Oh no, the hiccups! Here they are! Oh gosh. But yeah, here we see a bit of what Just Carrier was talking about with AAVs bullying railguns. And that is a lot of AAVs. It's got the missile batteries too. And here comes a gunship. Well, I hate to break it to you, but AVs are anti-air, so this might not go very well. He does have Mag Excel, but I'm not sure when he got it. That might be a new thing. Uh-oh, but the gunship actually finds its way around. There's a probe here spotting. You should see that. It's gonna try to reposition to get over there. And the gunship getting EMP'd by the support cruiser. That always feels pretty nice. But this base, I'm sad to say, is not long for the world. Oh, the probe. There's no probe. There's no vision. He can't use the gunship. Oh no. Oh, and the AVs are just gonna hunt it down. Oh, blindness strikes again. Oh no. Oh, Space Artist, that's gonna feel really rough. Carrier's still misplaced, by the way.
Gaussian air unit inbound.
Oh dear, what is this? It's Houston. No more ads, but I think that's the wrong type of ad. You're thinking of the one with 1D. Yeah, that was not the best helicopter that we've ever seen. And this post-hero gets smoked out eventually, right? Maybe it's already dead, even, I don't know. Probe dies too. And Kitsune defending really, really well here. Smoke doesn't stack, okay, I see. I see. Then he needs to throw one after another like that. It is 3 artifacts for Space Artist, so that's good. Number on top, as they say. But it's gonna be Kitsune with a massive lead in the power, and look, he's already got the nuke available too. An actual antimatter nuke. There goes that turret post. And this is a pretty beefy coalition carrier. It's only got 1 artifact to its name, but it has a lot of power. Obviously, Space Artist does not have that. And it feels to me that, like, let's check the unit source tab to see if I'm right. What? Okay, well, I was gonna say, it feels to me that, that Space Artist has been sort of, like, smashing his head against a brick wall here, not getting much done, but, like, oh my gosh, it's actually 1870 to 150. Like, that's crazy. Of course, it shows 0 here because it's a probe, but... Oh, that's not good at all. That's not really where you wanna... That's not really where you wanna be. Maybe I could say... And you can see where all that extra money has gone. It's gone into this, amazingly powerful carrier now. Which, without much power and armor, is actually getting chunked pretty severely by the LADs, I would say. But it's also getting healed up by SCs, so it's gonna be fine. And that turret is still alive, really? Well, not anymore, but it was. It rather looked like the support cruiser EMP just like one-shot the gunship there, didn't it? But, or that's a bomber, actually. But this is so many AVs, like, you can't drive into that, you know? Like, how many is this? 12? Okay, so imagine if your opponent had, like, 12 missile ships, and you're like, yeah, let me just drive my bomber in there. No, 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 no. That ain't how it works. And I don't really see how you stop the power play from Kitsune here. Like, I don't see it. I don't see it. What unit did he lose that cost 300 CUs and nothing else, by the way? Maybe that's a turret? Yeah, but see, that makes it even worse. Maybe it's more like flying into, I don't know, 20 missile ships. Okay, this one will work out, though, because now the AVs are out of position. And that should kill all the missile ships, I think. Or missile batteries, I should say. Oh, what gets out? Ah, but the bomber dies, too. And we have the nuke flying as well. Space Artist not really reacting to it in a prompt manner. And that's gonna hurt. Oh gosh, that's gonna hurt. Standing here, I realize. AV's having a slap fest over here, but that's fine. You know, it's a 12 to 1. You tend to win those. And here comes the assault cruise. Now, finally we've got like an actual unit on the field for Space Artist. But these are kind of notoriously fragile as well. And against a powered armor carrier, I don't think they'll really do any damage either. You can see he's sundered even, but he's got 66 armor. So. What you want to do is bring these guys over here and kill off the AV blob, and then, you know, it'd be so much better if you still had the, it'd be so much better if he still had the bombers here, but he could use those after the AVs are dead, maybe gain control of the field again. And then this carrier on its own perhaps can't push in just willy-nilly and kill everything. Not to be, though, and carrier taking damage from smoke, too. Ooh. Careful. Yeah, it would be good to get a support cruiser here to just heal up this carrier. But yes, Power 6 is teching as well. This is the last power upgrade, of course. I'd just like to point out, too, I think a lot of people aren't aware of this, but this gives the carrier an extra production slot, so does Power 5, so... Or for Gaussian Conef, it would be Power 6 and 7. So if he wants to spam out a whole bunch of units, he can do that, too. Wait, does it not? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. Forget everything I said, I'm wrong. It does that for Gaussian Conef, I'm sure. But yeah, this is what I meant. See, the assault cruiser's actually doing a really good job just wiping up these AVs, and even with the carrier hunting them, like, they just sort of are trying to hide away from it. You can see it's difficult with the tagging, though, right? I mean, these AVs slow their enemy down so much. And indeed, that's going to be one AC dead there, 2 of them dead. I think the third one died over here or something. But they still did manage to thin out the number quite a bit. I mean, Space Artist has got the right idea. I think he's just so far behind that I don't know if it can really be done at this point. And let's point out as well, if the nuke comes off of cooldown, GG, right? Like, you lose. So, it would be ideal for Space Artist if he would, you know, heal up this carrier, dang it, but we'll see if he gets to that eventually. Or yeah, ACAA, I mean, why not? He's got so much money, right? I mean, to me, it's inexcusable that you're not spending it on anything here, except for just making units. Like, you could get another production slot, you could get mobility, systems, anti-ground upgrades, right? But here we are. And I do rather feel that if Kitsune wants the game to end, it's gonna happen. It's not really anything, there's not a whole lot anybody can do about it, you know? And AC is trying to challenge the carrier. That ain't gonna work, of course. Yeah, that is a lot of power. LAV's just having their way with the main base as well. This would be a great time for like a jet pack or something, but looks like we're not gonna see it. But Kitsune definitely getting cold feet about ending the game here. He's still sort of backpedaling every time he gets challenged. I don't think he realizes quite how far ahead he is here. And there goes the main base. Not that money is a huge problem for Space Artist, mind you, but... Still, undoubtedly, it would have been nice to keep that alive. And the carrier is just getting smoked to death. I mean, Space Artist does not care about keeping this thing alive. He just literally doesn't care. Assault Cruiser's just getting brutalized there. Ow! You're getting killed by the dirt thrower. I gotta put some dirt in it. And there really is no escape from this point. This is the end. And indeed, Space Artist going to drive forward and meet his fate like a man. I salute him. Goodbye, Space Artist. He's even spamming logistics modules to try to kill off LAVs. It's kind of cute, isn't it? And that carrier is really not dying, which is kind of surprising, but... How is it still alive? Okay, there we go. Finally goes down! And that will be game 1 going the way of Kitsune. Yeah, I guess not. It's hard to understand why, though. What else were they even shooting? I didn't think there was anything else there to be shot at, you know? Salvagers, yeah, I guess so. Well, it looks like game 2 is going to be on the Kartova, and this one will be Kitsune's pick. Yeah, still though, it's quite surprising how long it survived there. And we'll see it again here, right, with the 4 on CU start. This is going to slow down Kitsune's first SC quite a bit. So I definitely like what Space Artist is doing in the early game. This is good. But just the total like falling apart of the macro later on, right? He wouldn't keep building units. He wouldn't get those production lines up that he needed. He wouldn't get upgrades. And so you got all this money, but if you don't do anything with it, it's not really helping you much. Oh no, the hiccups. Here they come again. And it looks like this time Kitsune is going to actually stick to LEV Fab. Oh yeah, that probably does. It probably does line up better, doesn't it? Well, I mean, he's only got 10 in the bank, but you could probably do a quick drop to make that work. Yeah, yeah. You can't expect me to know this sort of thing. I'm only the caster for the game, you know? But we do have LAV Fab finished, and the play here for Kitsune would have to be to get the carrier production upgrade and spam out a whole bunch of them, but we'll see what he ends up doing. I mean, he's building something. Oh yeah, they're LAVs. But I would actually, like... I know maybe it sounds a bit funny, but I would actually get the carrier production upgrade before even getting LAV Fab. So... You know, because it takes so much longer than LAV Fab does, right? Like, you need to get that out pretty quick if you want to really have any effective pressure with these guys. And to that end, I think it's pretty common to see only one RU miner, and then you've got two long-distance miners on CUs over here, because you really just want CUs for this. And you only need to build up enough RUs to get that production upgrade, and then eventually you'll pick up the Assault Pack, or Insult Pack as it's called here. Oh well. Having any units is better than having no units. That's what we learned from last game. Really nice TJ here. If the base runner isn't moving when it starts, it's basically just a death sentence. Looks like the LAVs are going to try and clean up here, but... Oh no, they've been given a dedicated attack order here, so they're not even going to fight. And down goes the base runner. Oh, I see. I mean, personally, when it's CVS, I've just never really used LAVs, and I think I'm probably doing that because it's a holdover of, like, Draki and Vanilla, where you really just can't get anything done with that, you know? But we do have carrier production upgrade coming out eventually, and the rec was open with the logistics module, which is nice. Yeah, well, we kind of saw that last game, actually, and it was getting answered surprisingly well by mass AVs, which is funny. Don't drive into TJ now, by the way. That was close. But yeah, that's because smoke can outrange it, right? And LAVs are very fragile. If they get hit by the smoke, they die. Would you look at that? Space Artist actually has the engine upgrade first, but again, he's not gotten that carrier production upgrade, so I think that's going to be to his disadvantage, actually. Because what does LAV boost really do for you in this fight here? Not much, right? And it opens the way to get damage upgrades, but if you wanted to boost their capability, you would just get armor, probably. It's more effective anyway, I'm sure. And if you don't have that carrier production upgrade, you know, you're going to be outnumbered so much. So that's a really, really bad fight there from Space Artist. And again, it's a macro thing, right? Like, he's got the early game build down, but he doesn't quite know what to do with it. And yes, being on the move really important in these LAV fights, I reckon, because of course their projectile is pretty slow, so you can dodge it. And there's the boost. But again, you can see, like, look, he's not even really hitting him at all, but he's not getting hit either, which is what's important. And now that they're both boosting, and there's sort of a weird setup going on. But... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, okay. What's that? Oh, look at that. He's opening this wreck, too. But yeah, now the pressure is going to be mounting on Space Artist here. He's finally getting that carry production upgrade, which is a good start. That's what he needs. If I were Kitsune, I would probably get like Armor 2 and then pressure with these guys and be transitioning onto something else. And he's definitely getting Eco, that's good. Yeah, he's teching AVs. But I think getting those armor upgrades would be really valuable because, you know, you already outnumber your opponent, you don't necessarily need more damage, but if you can just keep these guys alive longer, you can get quite a lot more pressure out with them. Oh, that's such a cool idea, actually. Yeah, take one of these guys, like this one is wounded anyway, and boost him in on, like, inside your opponent. That's such a funny idea. Yeah, it's really remarkable. Also, this guy's gonna lose 50 CUs. Oh, that hurts to see. It's really funny to see just how much, like, friendly fire there is in Anomaly, you know? Why are they... Oh, no, he's turned off the resource controller. Oh, not like this. Oh, not like this. Okay, he found it, though. I think one good thing that Anomaly has done for all players is it's kind of made sure that they know that there's a resource controller in combat support mode. Well, I mean, and turn off resource controller in Vanilla and Draki. But because it plays a much bigger role in Anomaly, like, everyone sees it now, you know what I mean? So, I think when they go back to Vanilla, there's gonna be a lot less of those weird moments where, like, huh, how come my guys aren't dropping off at the support cruiser? Like, they'll know what's going on. Probe getting harassed. I don't know how they can see it exactly. I mean, it's pretty well camouflaged in there, but it rather looks to me like they're just shooting the Kartova, doesn't it? But that thing will die eventually. Probes are very, very, well, I mean, they're incredibly slow to begin with, and then they're getting tagged by AVs. They can't run away, right? So, basically, once the AVs start shooting at it, if you can keep the AVs safe, it dies. But the healing is slower. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, interesting. I thought it made the healing go up. I guess it does that for Soban though, right? But that's why you turn it off to go faster. Hey! Space Artist! He has production! He has the third production line. Yes, let's go. Much better, much better. Oh, they're both like that. They both reduce the healing? Okay. Oh, right, because they're actually like the same unit in the game code. Yeah, I remember now. The probe costs 150, so not irrelevant, but it's basically always worth the investment in Anomaly. It just gives so much vision, you know. I do think that Kitsune should definitely be shooting that thing down, though. Because he can. I mean, who's gonna stop him, right? But it seems like it's not really his priority here. A little bit of eco-suicide going on. I guess because he wants to open the wreck here. If you'll power up the logistics modules system, that'll increase the range you have. So you really want to do that, and then you can set this up from further away and not lose so much money. Yes, but you can only fire one of them per base runner, right? And so if this probe dies, then the base runner will be able to fire another one. But until it does, it won't be able to. And that too, in Anomaly they actually do give veterancy as well. And veterancy in Anomaly, just in general, is quite valuable. Whereas in Vanilla and Draki, it's not really a big deal. You'd be surprised, though. Actually, in Even in like Draki, people will do that where they'll fire a probe out toward their enemy and get that to tank the first volley of AA shot and then go in with like bombers and stuff. So that is something that's done. But the limitation that you can only have one per base runner makes it hard to just ban them here in Anomaly. I think that sort of thing happens a bit more often actually with Gaussian scanners. You know, I'm not really sure why that should be so different, to be honest, but there it is.
Enemy unit detected.
Oh, yes I do. And it looks to me that Kitsune is doing a very similar thing to last game with the carrier systems rush here. Would be good to like set this SC properly on the base, because I think he's obviously planning on moving out pretty soon. This mass AV is really interesting. It worked for him last game, and he's doing it again here. Those are some fast LAVs, man. Well, no, there's kind of like a heuristic for which unit they'll target, and it's actually pretty complicated. It's based on like how much target priority various units have got. So they'll auto, like, not target the probes. They'll target air units instead.
Resource units exhausted.
Come on now, support cruiser. Get in position, you big lump.
Enemy on sensors.
Oh, I see that support cruiser anti-ground has not been done. Oh, that's weird. Huh.
Enemy armor inbound.
Knowing DOK, I can't even be sure that's hyperbole, you know? Oh, come on now, support cruiser, just get in position. Just please. Please, I need this. Okay, there we go. He's gonna move back into his correct spot there. And just like last game, it's gonna be difficult to see what Space Artist does about this carrier, really. Right? I mean, this is a pretty serious problem for him.
Enemy unit detected.
Anti-air turret posts have quite a large DPS, you know, but if there's a TJ, yep, very good. That'll shut it down entirely. He almost missed, actually. But, you know, that's fine. Yeah, that's true, he can, but I mean, it seems so fragile. Like, we know there's gonna be a nuke coming out, and there's all these AVs that can smoke them, right? There's like 2 railguns here, so if anything goes wrong, I fear that he just kind of loses the game. Yeah, that's true. I guess he would have known where it was gonna land. And it's also on the bottom of the hill, so it probably looks like it was a bit further away than it really was. But still, that would have been funny. Now we've got mobility coming out. All of these AVs could die to a single nuke, by the way. Yeah, well, to be fair, we don't usually see 10 AVs, but this seems to very much be like how he likes to play. Just really using that ability to do his damage. And it looks like that base runner is not going to escape either, which is too bad for Space Artist. And once again, he's got a lot of money, right? But hasn't really spent it on anything coherent here. Like, what if he had missile battery fab, and he had armor 3, and he had like 30 of them? You know what I mean? Oh yeah, that's a lot more money than he's got, mind you. But still, like, that would be a really good answer to the carrier play here. Even so, we've got the assault cruiser coming out, and it's doing its job pretty well. I would love to see the barrage here, because of course this is a very tight choke point. Yeah, I mean, I guess, you know, to be fair, it is doing pretty well against the AVs. And it's true, carrier can only be in one place. So if you can just sort of make your opponent have to, like, back up and back and up and back and up and back, you can probably make some pretty good use of those ACs. Looks like he wants to stop the base runner too, which I think is a good idea. Last game, of course, Kitsune had a ridiculous amount of power. Well, quite a lot of that does come from artifacts. So gonna stop him from having that now. And for Kitsune, I would say, just go ahead and grab Power 5, why not? But in any case, like, the units lost tab is still not good here, as you can see, but it's definitely better than last game, where it was, like, infinity good, you know? Kitsune has actually lost units this game, so that's a big change. Here comes the nuke, though. Oh, gosh. Again, it would usually be a good idea to move out of the way when you see it coming. Yeah, that's the thing though, Carrier. I don't think it's quite so simple. He does actually have Mark Target on as well, look at that. But like, what about these units, you know? If you only have one railgun, it isn't gonna work for you. I think railgun Mark Target really is best when you have quite a lot of them. Although yes, that is true. If only he had an army, right? Maybe this would be doing a little bit better. Railguns, of course, also ignore armor, so that's allowing him to do a bit more damage here than you would expect. But even so, it's gonna take one railgun quite a bit of time to kill off a carrier like this. And ouch, I don't even know what it is that killed all these LAVs just now, but they died for sure. Here comes the AC though, this is good. And note that the overcharge here, which increases the speed, is also increasing the armor, so pretty much impossible for LAVs to do effective damage to them when they have that overcharge ability turned on. Not to mention they have the healing system as well. The problem is this carrier though. Although I must say he's actually doing quite a lot of damage just now, but in general, ACs are gonna really struggle to damage carriers when they have their armor powered up. And System 6 is available to quick, so I imagine we'll see that pretty soon. And I mean, you can see, like, when I checked the units lost tab last time, it was not quite so dismal, but that's gotta be the effect of the nuke, right? Oh man, look what a difference that one chip in power does. Like, look, this carrier is just not taking damage at all. That's insane. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, power 6 is on the way. And this carrier is just kind of unkillable with this current composition. And once again, Space Artist is just like, he literally doesn't care that his carrier is like at half health or less. He just literally doesn't care. I don't know. Coalition power brick. It does quite bring you back to those vanilla days, doesn't it? I mean, one thing that was always funny in the development of Anomaly was that, you know, we'd make these ridiculous choices. We'd be like, yo, wouldn't it be funny if the Coalition carrier could get like 80 armor like that, you know what I mean? And then you look back at vanilla and it's like, yeah, it has 100 armor. It has 15,000 HP. It's like, that's literally how it works in vanilla. What? Or I especially think of the Galzian carrier this way because just like the Coalition carrier's armor, we had it like an exponential scaling where it keeps going up and up and up, right? And at max level, I think it's like 180 speed or something. And then we look at like vanilla. I think its max speed is 150 if I recall correctly, which is ridiculous, you know. So here we think we're making this like absurd, you know, new form of DOK, but in reality, we're actually just like making vanilla once again and discovering for ourselves once more just how absurd it is. Anyway, I'd love to see support cruiser anti-ground for Kitsune. That would actually be really good for these ACs here. Gosh, these guys are fairly terrifying though, aren't they? They just slide around the map like an angry little horde of gremlins, you know? The wolf pack. Yes. Looks like AC anti-ground is done. Always nice to see. Now, do you use the heal ability here, or do you not? Because then you'll put it on cooldown at the same time, you know? Just recover 70 health. Good question, eh? They should be able to fight the railguns, too. As long as they stay away, right? Like, if they get too close... Oh dear, that's a cruise missile. I would back away from there now if I were you. Ow! Oh gosh! But yeah, if they stay away from the railguns and don't get shot at by them, they should beat them here. They just tend to have a longer range. I don't know what's going on here. This must have been a misclick. Oh dear, and the ACs actually managed to get into the third base too. They're gonna kill that off. Not bad. The other thing is, you really can't use the nuke against them, right? Because they're too fast. So when your opponent sees the nuke indicator, he's just gonna dodge the other way. Indeed, their numbers have been slightly reduced, but that's fine. Like this guy even got some veterancy. I thought it was really funny when I was first designing these, the idea that as they get more veterancy, they should like lose speed but gain health, so that they actually become like cruisers at the end, but then they're not as fast as before. Oh boy, here comes the nuke. You gotta keep moving. It looks like he'll actually be safe. This nuke doesn't lead the target, see? So if you just keep moving like that, the auto-fire nuke is not actually going to hit you. Still though, he lost one. Like, anytime he brushes up against that carrier, he's gonna suffer losses. I think that's kind of the rule here. And, what these things are actually... Say thank you that it doesn't track... Yeah, I mean... Well, if I recall, it did originally, and not only was that, like, horrible to play against, but it also had problems where, like... You would end up shooting yourself a lot, right? Even though there was a minimum range, it would just shoot inside that minimum range all the time. Anyway, what I was gonna say is, if he wants to kill off the ACs really competently, I think the way to do it would be with peanut light bombers, right? Little bit of a problem now that artillery's out, of course, but... You know, theoretically, I mean, these guys don't actually have any anti-air, because support cruiser anti-ground doesn't do anti-air, obviously. What else would you expect? And so, the light bombers are very fast, and they can chase it down. Wait, did he not? What? Kitsune, how many railguns did you have? You didn't have mag excel? Oh. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. Vash. I know vache is French for cow. The thing is, like, he's got vision too, right? So... Normally the problem here is that you need to avoid running into your opponent's carrier, but if you always know where it is, that shouldn't really be an excuse, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to explain how the ACs are running up against the carrier now. I really don't know. Oh, and he just completely misses the tank barrage too, that's quite sad. Getting tagged by the AVs too, this is not where you want to be. And all of these ACs are going to die, and these things are not cheap, mind you. They're really not cheap. Ooh, it looks like he might just have survived. No, the carrier's gonna slap him down there. Very, very long range at this point. I think he hurt his railgun there with the nuke, but that's fine. And there goes all the ACs. Just like that, they're gone. What a bloodbath! 15,000 CUs missing here. And Kitsune just has not taken that kind of losses, and it really shows with the disparity in the carrier techs, right? I mean, look, this Saban carrier literally has nothing. It has the starting 1 power chip, that's it. And this Coalition carrier is like full upgraded. AC's got too much peanut butter. I'll have to explain that, Master Chief, because it probably seems a little bit weird. But the Galzian bomber is called the precision bomber in the base game, you know? And we'd always joke PB peanut butter, you know? So we changed the strike fighter for Coalition to be very much like a bomber. And so naturally we called it the peanut light bomber, you know? Although I pointed out to Just Carry the other day that this is actually misspelled. The G and the H need to be... Wait, no. The T and the H need to be flipped there, but... But yes, builds the fastest cruiser army in the game and drives them right up to his opponent's carrier. I mean, I don't know, maybe this is like some tilt or something, but he's kind of doing what he did last game too, where he's just sort of walking ACs into his opponent's carrier and dying, right? Yeah, I don't know, hard to explain. Hard to explain. I do love that auto-fire cruise missile. Oh! That's a nuke. You gotta move. I think this one kills you. Not to mention the artillery's gonna die. Oh no. Here it comes. Oh! Well, it was close. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you really don't want to get hit by that thing. Maybe that should go without saying, but seriously. And, look at this army, look at this army, tell me which one you prefer. I think it's rather clear. Looks like the ACs are gonna be the ones to finish the job. Yup, there he goes. And that's gonna be a wrap. I think Kitsune clearly has some things in the very early game to improve on, and obviously, obviously he's not like the top tiers of players, but like that was good. That was really clean. Once he got into the mid game macro, he just sort of smacked the crap out of his opponent there. Feels like a pretty easy 2-0 for him. Maybe. I mean, I think the problem is, if this carrier does just drive up into the Sawan one, he'll just kind of wreck him. But it's a nice idea, you know? And that's going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be the series. 2-0 for Kitsune, so well done to him. And we shall move on to the next one.